Hello everyone, you join me from a wood near Brentwood in Essex, and this is like my 7th or 8th visit to here. I've come to look at this pond where in previous years I've managed to film breeding frogs and breeding toads, but until today I haven't seen a single frog or toad on this pond. I just glimpsed one newt in one of the visits. I did find a big clump of frog spawn on another pond, but the pond was nearly dried out and of course there's no frogs there. But today I've come down and I can hear frogs calling and toads calling, and I've seen a bit of movement, so I'm going to see what I can film. It took a few minutes, but some of the frogs' heads started to poke up above the surface. This one facing the wrong way, of course. A toad came up, but there was an issue with recording any audio. You can only just hear the toad calls over that barking, which by now had been going on for the entire 15 or 20 minutes I've been there. But it was about to get worse. Well, I was just starting to see some decent activity when this happened. Sadly, an all too common problem with ponds, certainly here in Essex, is people letting their dogs smash through them, stirring up the bottom mud. It was actually trying to chase a duck. So yeah, and the owner didn't give her monkeys, and you can hear it barking away. The dog's currently running through the woodland off the lead and nowhere near the path, so who knows what it's barking at. And the owner gave me a dirty look as well, just to add to the fun. Got a love entitled dog owners. It's been about 10 minutes since the canine intrusion, and the frogs and toads have just started coming back. I can still hear that dog barking miles away, but thankfully the other dog owners going past have been keeping their dogs under control and just stopping having a little chat. Lovely people. It's a shame you just get the bad ones like that, just ruin it for everyone. Getting back to filming frogs and toads, if you look closely you can see this toad has a chironomid midge sat on its head, which, luckily for the toad, are not a biting species. Mercifully, the barking got quieter and quieter. Then it was just a matter of waiting for the frogs and toads to pose in a small area of the pond I could film through the gap in the vegetation. This pair of common toads posed nicely, and I managed to get some calling over the traffic and plane noise. Annoyingly, it wasn't this pair of toads that were calling. This frog came quite a way out of the water while posing near the frog spawn. And these two common frogs sat still for me, with the birds singing and another frog calling in the background. Well, I'm pleased to say that the barking has stopped, so that annoying dog owner is gone, and all the other dog owners are being very well behaved, keeping their dogs close to them. One did have the radio going, which sort of ruined my audio, which brings you on to the subject of why it's so hard to record common frogs calling. And that is because the call is really low pitched. So if you get a plane or traffic noise or something like that, I don't know if you can hear it, there's a toad calling, which is much higher pitched. And because it's so low pitched, you can't do a low pass filter on it, which makes it hard to sort of amplify in post editing. But, you know, I'm going to record what I can get, and hopefully now I'll be able to play you some nice audio of a common frog. I did in fact manage to get a male frog calling. The two common frogs I filmed before called at each other. Before wrestling a bit. The smaller male kept trying to climb on the back of the larger one. I then got a fair bit of footage of the first frog calling, but I struggled to get it clearly. It was just too far away and a little bit too quiet. I was getting ready to film these two, which looked like they were about to start calling, only for a jet to fly over and ruin any chance of getting any good audio. to been capturing some cool behaviour. I've got the males jostling for position, and I think one of the smaller males is confused and trying to grab a larger male, thinking it's a female, which are of course usually larger than the males. The smaller male just wouldn't leave that larger male alone. It just kept trying to jump on its back. Just when I was thinking I'd got past the ignorant dog owners, a man just walked past me, saw me filming something in the water, ignored me when I said good morning, walked about 5 metres further along the bank, and then started lobbing a ball into the water for his dog. He did it a couple of times, and I stood up and I was thinking about saying something, and then he decided to walk off, still ignoring me. So strange people. By now the wind was starting to pick up, but there was still some jostling for position going on. Most of the calling had died down, but some of the males were still active. But eventually it went pretty quiet, so I called it a day. A good morning out with some nice frog footage filmed.